You're watching The Whole Living Show on Trajectory TV.
5 years ago, the Power of We Symposium was created to provide a platform for kids from all sectors where they could have a safe and comfortable environment in which to share both their joys and concerns. The Power of We Symposium is proud to have served over 250 kids throughout Romania when we took our mission global back in May of 2023. Now, 2 teams of amazing volunteers from both the U.S. and Romania embarked on an 8-day Legacy of Hope tour, bringing encouragement and hope to not only the kids of Romania, but also the adults who support them, and also to over 100 kids here in the U.S. who contributed handwritten letters of hope to our Romania mission of 2023. Now, this year, we are proud to provide this opportunity yet again in October, and we are super excited to up our game. New venue, 750 kids this time, and we want to see you there. We're looking forward to meeting you in person at this year's event, which promises, as always, incredible speakers, amazing content, and of course, some of the greatest kids on the planet. So, mark your calendars for October 24th, and we'll see you here in Chicagoland for the Power of We Symposium 2024. This year's theme is Always Together, Never Alone. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite or at powerofwesymposium.com.
Hey, everybody. Welcome Wednesday to the Whole Living Show. Listen, before I get started, I just wanted to recognize the Power of We Symposium. Just in case you missed the website, I want you to go to the powerofwesymposium.com. Make sure that you take a look at everything that is going to be happening on October 24th of 2024. There will be 750 amazing kids that will benefit from this event, and we want to see you in the house. All right, so if you cannot join us in Chicago, go to the powerofwesymposium.com, get involved, see how you can help donate some of your time or resources to this amazing event. All right, and we're going to continue to show this heading up to October, but I just wanted to share that with you here. All right, so I have something else to show you tonight. And this, for me, is, you've probably seen this already in 2023, but this is how I feel about this new year. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited for the new year. So that gets me pumped up. That video right there, that was Bethune-Cookman. That was the Battle of the HBCU Bands in 2023. I'm looking forward to going back in 2024 because of how amazing the bands were. That was, in particular, was my favorite. But that's how I feel about the new year and what is to come for 2024. So I just had to play that, maybe to get everybody moving, get you excited, because I hope that you are just as excited about 2024 as I am. So just wanted to give you that. So before I get started on the topic tonight, I just wanted to talk to you about something that I was reading, because I just read that now being tested is transplants of genetically modified pig kidneys and hearts into humans. And I wanted to know what you all out there thought about this. I know that we always talk about, what we're consuming in the form of our diet and nutrition and what we're eating. But what do you think about genetically modified kidneys and hearts coming from pigs and donated into the bodies of humans who need them? Right? So there's no judgment here on the science for sure. Just want to get your thoughts out there. So comment, share what you're thinking about it. And I know, listen, if there's a life or death situation, which there was a case in the particular article that I mentioned where a doctor introduced the idea and introduced the possibility to a family that actually decided to go ahead and do it. And the person that actually had the heart donation is now thriving, and is living with this genetically modified heart, in their body. So I wanted to know what you thought about that. Now, listen, me as a parent, I think about things in different ways. And sometimes, we may not like the science or like the idea of putting, an animal's organ into our body. But I think about being a parent and wanting to save the life of my child. And if that's the way to do it, I'd want to look at the science and see what it all means and, see how it's being backed, how it's being utilized. Unfortunately, for this at this moment, it is very new. So there could be complications. But, to do the research to figure this out, because to save a life, matters, even for my own life or anybody that I love or care about, I would definitely consider this, but would want to see more evidence of, how things are being done. But I just wanted to get your thoughts out there, see what you thought about this. As science continues to progress, we're going to see more and more things come up that may seem very strange to us. And, we may agree or disagree, but what would you do to save a life? And this is an instance where science is being utilized to hopefully save a life. And again, there's not enough known about it to really validate it. So I'm not judging it. I'm not validating it. I'm just putting it out there because I want to give you something to think about and to, take a look for yourselves to see what is out there. So I want to get into our connected conversation for tonight. And, every so often I do these solo shows for connected conversations. So I don't have a guest on tonight, but I want to talk to you about something so real for me. And especially because this is the top of the year and it is the last day of January. So the first month of the new year is pretty much done. Right? We have a few more hours. If you're on the East Coast here in the United States, you have a few more hours before the night is done and we will be into the new month. So considering that, and considering the fact that most people set resolutions at the top of the year, and statistically it is said that by mid-February, people have, just forgotten about, released their resolutions. So that being said, what is it that you are ready to implement in 2024 that you have not already done? What is the vision? We've been talking about vision. We've been talking about decluttering. We've been talking about all of that at the top of the year. What is your vision for yourself and your wellness? We are particularly talking about wellness tonight. This is the Whole Living Show, so we're going to get into it. But what is your vision for 2024? And what are you ready to do in this new year? It is still the top of the new year. The first month is gone. We don't want to set the resolutions that we don't keep anymore. We want to set the goals. We want to set the vision, set the goals, set the action behind it all in order to get the results that we need for 2024. So I was watching on Instagram. There was a wealth conference, and I won't mention the name or anything, but there was a wealth conference, and I was looking at it. Seemed amazing. I did not attend, but it was something that happened in 2023. I did not attend, but definitely seemed amazing. But I was looking at all of the topics that they were talking about at this particular conference. And, when we get into this subject of wealth, what comes up and what came up in this one in particular was entrepreneurship, investing, growth, freedom, and legacy. And I started to think, well, the cliche quote is health is wealth, right? And I was wondering, as I'm looking at this and as I've looked at other conferences that talk a lot about investing and wealth, why health isn't at the top of the list at some of these conferences? Why do these events not include health as a part of your wealth? Why is this not tapped into? Why do we take it for granted that people are just going to take care of themselves? Or do we not consider it significant enough of wealth to include it? So I wanted you to think on that and think about those topics again: entrepreneurship, investing, growth, freedom, and legacy. Where does health fit into all of that? And how do you have a successful year without a healthy year? Think about that. I want you to chew on that for a minute. How do you have a successful year without a healthy year? And even, do you know if you are actually healthy? So I'm going to give you some tips on how to become successful and healthy and have the year that you deserve. So we're going to talk about that in health. So the first thing is embrace the uncomfortable. And I think oftentimes, and this is my personal opinion here, but I think oftentimes health is not included in a wealth event, because it's so uncomfortable for people to talk about their health. It seems more personal, right? When you think about investing, entrepreneurship, freedom, legacy, though they may be personal to the individual and their circumstances, I don't think it hits as much to the core when it comes to those topics versus your health, your mindset, your body, your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. Those seem more personal. So I want you to think first about embracing the uncomfortable. And what comes up for me right now, is even as I'm talking to you about it, is having the conversation, right? Including it as a topic, putting it at the forefront. The conversations need to be had, because sometimes I feel like people don't even know if they're healthy or not. So embrace the uncomfortable. So the first thing about embracing the uncomfortable is habit change. Habit change is uncomfortable. When you are so used to being in a certain cycle, doing certain things, and you get used to that, that becomes a part of your normal routine. It becomes uncomfortable when you have to change it, particularly around the areas of diet and nutrition, exercise, even meditation. I can remember, being diagnosed with cancer and going to the hospital, and they had, just wonderful programs there. And part of their program was meditation. And for those of you who have been following, you may have heard this story before, but I never meditated before, being diagnosed with cancer. Never tried it, never even thought about it, to be perfectly honest. And so I went into this room, and they had meditation set up for me, and they had a woman in there, and she didn't do any guided meditation herself, but she did put on a tape. This was a tape back then, but she put on a tape for the tape to do the guided meditation. And the voice there, and I'm going to see if I can mimic the voice, and this is no shade because I love meditation now, but the voice said, "Free your mind." Now, mind you, this was my first time going in to have this experience, and it just made me laugh. It still made me happy and it made me feel good, but it made me laugh. I didn't really sink myself into the experience. So it was uncomfortable, and out of that discomfort came laughter. So one of those things that are uncomfortable is the meditation, but also reframing your mind. And this is the biggest one, right? Because in order to make the changes, in order to have change, and in order to have sustainable change, you have to reframe your mind. So when it comes to the area of health, when you think about those habits that you want to change, if you want to change your diet and you say to yourself, I need to live healthier and I need to eat healthier, that becomes a mindset shift in order to be able to do that, to release the things that are not serving your body well, the food, right? To release the food that is not serving your body well, and to incorporate new food that will serve your body well. It's uncomfortable, but it starts with the mindset first, and then you allow your physical body to get used to it. But if you don't start training your mind to get used to eating differently, your body's not going to get used to it, because 9 times out of 10, you will not change the habit long enough for it to sustain your body, for your body to start to change, for you to start noticing the changes. You have to reframe your mind first. So what else is uncomfortable when you're talking about health and being able to embrace health and the wealth of health? Well, rearranging your schedule, or even actually having a schedule for your wellness. And I often talk to women leaders, and I know that there's just some busy, beautiful people out there. So rearranging your schedule, because your wellness should be included as a part of your schedule. You got to pencil yourself in. If you're writing it down, if you're putting it in this wonderful apparatus here, include yourself on your calendar. Make your wellness a part of your schedule. That means your fitness routine, your meal planning, your meal prepping, your grocery shopping. Make that all a part of your schedule. If that's not a part of your routine, normally put it in here. Put it in the schedule. So maybe it's uncomfortable, but it's necessary. And then this third one is a big one. Being selfish in order to continue to be selfless. And what do I mean by that? It means taking the time out that is necessary for you to take care of yourself, meaning everything that I just talked about, putting into your schedule. Be selfish about it and utilize that time for you and your wellness routines in order for you to be selfless when that part of your schedule is over. In order for you to be at your best, in order for you to be at your most optimal health, in order for you to show up and serve in the manner that you should and feel good while you're doing it, you have to be a little selfish to be selfless. And then this last one that I'm going to give you under embracing the uncomfortable is being able to release busy for productive. Ooh. And I might have struck a nerve there, but oftentimes, and I've been guilty of it myself, oftentimes we do busy, right? And we may be using, again, these wonderful apparatuses that we use called our phone, but we start scrolling, right? Through emails, through social media, through messages, and we're not adhering to what we need for ourselves, and we're not even being productive. And that goes for your wellness as well. When you get distracted by busy and doing busy more than you're doing the productive, you're compromising your health and your wellness. So release busy for productive. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is making yourself, your health, your wealth, your mindset, and your peace a priority. Make yourself a priority. Most busy people, leaders, visionaries, creatives, have a problem with making themselves a priority because you're so focused on the other things that you need to do and the other people that you're meant to serve that you're not focused on making your health and your wellness a priority. So key here is having a wellness vision and a plan to go with that vision. What is your vision? Do you want to be a 34, 24, 36, right? With the hourglass figure. What is the vision for your wellness? Do you want to be able to run a marathon? Do you want to be able to swim? What is that vision? Is it that you simply want to be able to take a walk or you want to run with your children? What's the vision for your wellness? What is it that you want to do better and feel better doing? Think about that. What clothes do you want to fit into, right? How do you want to show up for yourself? What energy do you want to have and propel? Think about that. So making yourself a priority, your health, your wellness, your peace, your mindset a priority over everything else, because you cannot serve, you know the saying, right? From an empty cup. So fill your cup first. Make yourself a priority. Add your wellness goals and plan to your calendar. We talked about that when we talked about bracing the uncomfortable. Your wellness plan, your wellness routine should be added to your calendar. That way there's no mistake in it, right? It's part of that when we talked about embracing the uncomfortable, it's part of that being selfish to be able to be selfless. Add yourself to your calendar. If you keep it here, if you actually still like writing it down and you have a planner, wherever you keep it, add yourself to your calendar and your full wellness routine. That means, again, going back to the fitness routine, the meal prepping, the meal planning, meditation time, prayer time. Add all of that to your calendar. And then this is a good one. I love this one. Habit stacking when you can. So this is a good way to save on time for all of those busy people who are looking to trade busy for productive. Habit stacking is a great way for you to implement your wellness and still get other things done. So I always use this one as an example because it is my absolute favorite, is praise and worship while I'm working out. Love to praise and worship while I'm working out. So I'm praising God, praying, listening to gospel music, working out all at the same time. So habit stack when you can. Maybe it's, walking and drinking water. Whatever that is, combine some habits together that are going to help you save time, but that's also going to allow you to live healthy. The next one in making yourself a priority is incorporate your household wherever it is necessary so that you can make sure that that calendar is in sync with your wellness plan. Incorporate your household. And maybe that's, taking your kids to the gym with you. Maybe that's taking them on a walk with you. Maybe everybody joins in on the meditation. Everybody prays together. Whatever that is, incorporate your household so that you can fit the time in, that you can make yourself a priority, and that everybody in your household benefits from it as well. The next one here, when it comes to making yourself a priority, is creating those boundaries and sometimes even barriers for who or what does not serve your goals and your vision when it comes to your wellness plan. And that includes social media, that includes this wonderful apparatus here, the phone. It includes everything that is a distraction for you getting to your goals. So create those boundaries, create some barriers if you need to. But for anything that does not serve your vision for your wellness, your vision for you to be able to be a priority, create those boundaries so that you can get to what it is that needs to be done to make sure that you live healthy so that you can feel good and look good in the process. All right. And then the last one that I wanted to mention here, because people always plan, right? Most people out there plan. You plan for something, right? If it's your household plan, your business plan, your life plan, your wellness should have a plan as well. And this last one is combining them all. It should be one big plan. I was looking at Instagram, and I don't mention names here, but there's a calendar out there called the Big Ass Calendar. And on this big ass calendar, the person who was mentioning the calendar, right, put everything on that calendar. Big ass calendar had every day of the year. It was for 2024. Every day in 2024 is on the big ass calendar. And you can combine your plan on this big ass calendar So that I just like saying that, right? On this big ass calendar, you can combine your plans together so that you can get to your vision, get those goals done that are going to get you to the vision. And your wellness plan should be a part of that. So your business, don't think of your business plan, your life plan, your household plan as separate plans from your wellness plan. All of those should be combined so that you can maximize what you're doing in your life that you need to get done, that you desire to get done, that you want for yourself. Create these plans and make sure that you combine them together. It should just be one big plan. All right. So now we're talking about wealth, and I'm tying these into some of the things that are mentioned at these wealth seminars and conferences that talk about, what you want to establish when it comes to wealth, where your health is the same way. And this is a big one. So investing, right? They always talk about investing, stocks and bonds, real estate, private equity, whatever that is, right? Invest in yourself also. So what does that mean? First thing is time. And we've just been talking about that, right? But take the time to do what's necessary. This is why I'm saying add it to your calendar, make it a part of your plan. Take the time to do what's necessary. And here's some necessaries for you, right? Some necessities, rather, not necessaries. Here's some necessities for you, right? And you will have your own. I'm just giving you examples. But prayer, meditation, exercise, meal planning, meal prepping, grocery shopping, self-care activities, reading, doing something that feeds your mind, body, and your spirit. What are those things for you? Invest the time to do those things that are going to fill your cup. As we said, you can't pour from an empty cup. So invest the time that it takes to fill your cup. The other investment is seeking knowledge and assistance where it is needed. So this is no different, right? You have a financial plan, right? And you're looking to invest and you want to do some, homework and research on, some type of stocks or some real estate investment. This is the same thing with your health. Invest in seeking knowledge around how to live healthy. Take a look at the foods, do research on food. Take a look at ingredients, find out what's in your food. Take a look at, what it takes to exercise and train your body. Gain the knowledge that you need. Start reading about food. Start reading about exercise. Start reading about changing your mindset, which is a big one. Start reading about those things. Follow the people who have the knowledge. Now, when it comes to social media, there's a lot of knowledge out there too. So find the people who have the knowledge, who are sharing the knowledge about the things that you're interested in, that you want to progress in, that you want to grow in. Start to follow those people. And even when it comes to your wellness, I am changing over to a plant-based diet. So I'm following people that have been doing it, and are showing the recipes and, the tips in order to stay in this particular lifestyle. So follow those people, seek the knowledge, get the books, get the help that you need when it comes to your wellness. It's no different from anything else. And then find the places and the people that support your vision, right? I always think about it when it comes to going out to a restaurant and understanding, okay, so for me, I'll just give myself as an example, right? Moving over to a plant-based diet and really finding those places that will support that diet, or finding ways to support my own diet when I'm out with other people. So I'll give you a perfect example. Me and my son went to a restaurant. It's an American style restaurant. They don't cater to a plant-based diet. However, what they did have on their menu was, make your own pizza. And I did not just want to get a salad, right? I eat a lot of salad. I wanted something else. I wanted something hearty because after we left the restaurant, we were going to be on our way somewhere. So I didn't want to feel hungry later. I wanted something hearty. So what I decided to do was, I said, I'm going to build my own pizza without the cheese because I'm not eating cheese. And what I asked for was, a plethora of vegetables that I put on there. But I also asked them for not just the marinara sauce, but barbecue sauce, because I figured, I'm removing the cheese, so I don't have the taste from the cheese that I'm used to. Let me give it maybe a little bit of a different taste, but give it a little pizzazz. For me, that was pizzazz, the barbecue sauce. And it was delicious, actually. No cheese, no meat on my pizza, just, the sauces with all the vegetables. So you can find ways to make the changes in order for you to be able to live the lifestyle that you want, and find the people and the places that support your vision for your wellness. No different than anything else that you are planning for. All right, so we are going to take a quick break, but we're going to come back and we're going to talk about true freedom when it comes to wellness, because you hear people talking about wealth, right? And a big part of the reason why people want to live wealthy and have abundance is freedom. What does freedom mean to you? So we're going to get into that conversation when we get back. We're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to take you out with some more excitement, and then we're going to do a commercial, and then we're going to come back.
Your dreams and your vision and not other people's expectation. Having breast cancer wasn't my choice, but the decision to live healthy so that I could stand before you here today, that's choice. You can choose this very moment to change your life from every perspective.
Tracie Randolph was our speaker. She came back because so many people liked her first presentation. I was one of those people that joined her fitness group, and it made me a better leader.
I grew up in a community, but they had limiting beliefs on what a little black girl could do. Everything that you do in this life is a choice. I choose to live healthy. I choose to change my mindset. I choose to be everything that I dreamed of, because I choose faith and I choose me. Live healthy, be everything that you can be today. Choose yourself.
Five years ago, the Power of We Symposium was created to provide a platform for kids from all sectors where they could have a safe and comfortable environment in which to share both their joys and concerns. The Power of We Symposium is proud to have served over 250 kids throughout Romania when we took our mission global back in May of 2023. Now, two teams of amazing volunteers from both the U.S. and Romania embarked on an 8-day Legacy of Hope tour, bringing encouragement and hope to not only the kids of Romania, but also the adults who support them, and also to over 100 kids here in the U.S. who contributed handwritten letters of hope to our Romania mission of 2023. Now, this year, we are proud to provide this opportunity yet again in October, and we are super excited to up our game. New venue, 750 kids this time, and we want to see you there. We're looking forward to meeting you in person at this year's event, which promises, as always, incredible speakers, amazing content, and of course, some of the greatest kids on the planet. So, mark your calendars for October 24th, and we'll see you here in Chicagoland for the Power of We Symposium 2024. This year's theme is Always Together, Never Alone. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite or at powerofwesymposium.com.
All right. Yes, and I'm going to keep drilling that in. Join us in October in Chicago for the powerofwesymposium.com. You can go right here to powerofwesymposium.com to learn more, to get your tickets, to donate your resources, your finances, whatever that is. Send a friend, tell a friend. All right. But join us in October if you can in Chicago for the Power of We Symposium. So I'm going to keep showing that again, as I mentioned earlier. So getting back to these connected conversations, we are at the top of the year once again. And, we always talk about wellness at the top of the year and then it drops off. It's not a topic of conversation. So I want you to think about when you're talking about wealth, when you're thinking about building wealth and growing and having legacy and investing and entrepreneurship, I want you to think about your health combined in with those conversations. And for your personal life, I'm asking and I implore you to bring it all together and include your health. Include your health in those plans for yourself. So just to give you a quick recap, before the commercial break, we talked first about living a successful life and a healthy life. And we want that to be the year for you. Happy, healthy 2024. I've been saying this on social media. Happy, healthy 2024. This is going to be a healthy year for you. And we're going to do certain things. And one of those was, just to do the recap, embrace the uncomfortable. Number 2 was making yourself, your health, your wealth, your peace, your mindset a priority. Investing in yourself was the third one. And now we're getting into number 4, and that is true freedom. So again, as I mentioned before the break, when you hear about people talking about why wealth is important, freedom is one of the top categories on why people want to create, build, grow, sustain, and have wealth. Well, what is true freedom without wellness? What is true freedom without your health? Think about having the energy and the vibrancy to do the other things that you want to do in your life. How do you do those without health, right? You want to build and create and sustain, right? And grow when it comes to your energy and your vibrancy and your body's optimal health and your mind's optimal health and your spirit's optimal health. So being able to have that energy in all 3 of those areas of your wellness is what's going to allow you to have some true freedom. Because think about it. How do you enjoy the fruits of your labor, the fruits that came from your knowledge and your investing and your entrepreneurship? How do you enjoy those fruits? Not fruits. We make that mistake all the time, right? How do you enjoy the fruit of your labor, the fruit of all that you've learned, the fruit of all that you've done, the fruit of how you've grown if you don't have the health to do it? So then where does the freedom really come in? If you've created all this financial wealth in order to have freedom to do other things in your life and you're not healthy, well, then how do you get to those things? If you said, I want to be able to travel whenever I want, but you don't feel well enough to get on a plane or a boat or a train or drive in the car to go somewhere, then is that really true freedom when you're not well? So think about having the energy and the vibrancy and the optimal health to be able to enjoy the fruit, right? Not plural, the fruit of your labor and all that you've learned and all that you've invested and all the abundance, right, that you've built. Well, is it truly abundant and is it truly freedom if you're not healthy? If you're going places with pain, think about the freedom that you want to exercise. If you're doing that with pain, if you're not feeling good, if you can barely walk, if you're getting out of breath too quickly and you're not even exuding any real exercise or really pushing your body, then how is that really freedom? Freedom to be able to reduce your body's inflammation and mucus, because those are the things that actually stop you from being able to live the life of freedom that you truly deserve. Living without the aches and the pains that I mentioned earlier, right? And some people deem aches and pains normal, but it's not. Our habits create most of our body's issues, right? And that's not knocking, when somebody has a serious or chronic illness. But how did we get there? Being able to live without the aches and pains. Building your immune system. We're under attack by so many different viruses and bacteria. Being able to build your immune system so that your body is able to fight those. That's true freedom when it comes to wellness. And it's true freedom even when it comes to the rest of your life, the other parts of your life, because then it gives you the ability to really enjoy the freedom that you truly desire. Being able to oxidize your cells to fight disease. Did you know that it's hard for illness to live in a body where your cells are oxidized, where your cells have enough oxygen to fight? The more oxygen your cells have, the harder it is for illness to live in your body. When you can create that type of freedom in your body, then you can go off and have the true freedom that you want elsewhere. And then the other side of that freedom is the knowledge in knowing your body's triggers and being able to adjust where you need to adjust, or being able to bring in what your body needs to give your body the support that it needs in order to fight whatever those triggers are. And knowing the triggers before it gets to a place where there's something progressive happening in your body. So understanding your own body also is true freedom in wellness. And it can be true freedom when it comes to, again, being able to enjoy the life that you truly desire and deserve. If you have a vision for your finances and a vision for you how you want to carry out the rest of your life, or the vision on how you want to retire when you stop working, or the vision after you sell your business and make, a whole lot of money. I'm claiming it for you, right? You're making millions or billions in regards to selling your business. Well, what's the vision and the freedom that you want for your life once that happens? And how does that look for you in your health and wellness so that you can truly enjoy it from a place of, like I talked about earlier, energy and vibrancy? So when you know your body and you know what those triggers are, you can attack it before it becomes a bigger issue. So understanding the triggers that cater to disease, and here's some tidbits for you here, right? Reducing your sugar, reducing your dairy, understanding the ingredients, looking at what you consume, reducing your stress, making sure that there's not, a plethora of chemicals, antibiotics, color dyes, hormones in your food. And then the other part of that is watch what you're consuming otherwise. That also affects your mental state and your spiritual state. Watch what you're reading, watch what you're watching on television, watch what you're looking at on social media, and also watch your medications, right? And be able to have that relationship with your medical professionals in order to understand more about what it is that you're taking, what are the side effects, how will this affect you in the long run, how long do you have to take these things, know exactly what it's supposed to help, and always go back to the doctor for your numbers. This is what freedom is in wellness. Understanding your own body, understanding how to get the support, utilize the support in order to live a vibrant and healthy and energetic life to the most optimal state of health. And it doesn't always look perfect, which is why I mentioned understanding the triggers. The body will leave clues. So this is how you cater to your freedom and wellness, to be able to have true freedom and wellness in order for you to have freedom outside of your wellness, outside of your physical body, outside of your mental state, outside of your spiritual body, so that you can go and enjoy and live life with peace and joy and true freedom. And then the last thing that I wanted to tackle was wellness and legacy. So legacy is another big one that is always mentioned at a conference. And when they talk about legacy, they talk about it in terms of financial growth, right? And being able to pass that knowledge down so that the financial growth can continue to grow and be sustainable long past, your own life, right? So when you think about legacy, most people think about legacy when it comes to leaving a legacy to their children and passing on the knowledge and passing on business and passing on investments and passing things on. Well, what does that look like when it comes to wellness? Will you have the longevity to see the legacy start to unfold. Because I'm sure most of us would like to, right? To be able to live a long life, to be able to start to see the longevity unfold, to see your kids grow up. And I'm just using kids as an example, but to see your kids grow up and take on, what you've started. Will you be able to see that legacy unfold? Will you start a nonprofit organization that also leaves a legacy? For any books, for any of the authors out there, for any books that you've written, will you see those things live on? Will you be able to, enjoy, again, it's the fruit of your labor, to watch the legacy start to unfold and to begin and even to progress? The goal here, right, when it comes to legacy, this is what I always say for my goal. I'm looking to become a centenarian, looking to live to 100, at least 100. I was watching on IG a clip from the Jennifer Hudson show, and she had a beautiful woman on there who turned 104 years old. Now that's something worth celebrating. 104 years old, and she still had her wits about her. She was quite cognizant of everything that was going on. And it was her birthday. She had just turned 104. And she asked Jennifer Hudson to sing happy birthday to her. And she started singing with her. Talk about legacy and wellness and legacy together. How beautiful is that? And she even said at the end of the clip, if she makes it to 105, she would be back on Jennifer's show next year. What? That's wellness. That's legacy. To be able to live, to be a centenarian, and to have your wits about you, to have your mind intact, and to be able to continue to be mobile, right? That's legacy. That's wellness. To live to that age. And I'm sure with what I was explaining earlier about being able to see the legacy unfold, to have enough longevity in your physical body and in your mind and in your spirit, to have that longevity to see it unfold. Well, I'm sure that beautiful woman that, adorned Jennifer's show, that she has a lot of stories to tell, and that she has passed on so much legacy to the people in her family and the people that she's surrounded by. I can only imagine, the stories. I myself have a grandmother who is 94 years old and still has her wits about her, still has her mind, still has her mobility. And it's just a beautiful thing to see and to be able to share stories and to remember and reminisce and to hear, some of the stories of the family. It's just a beautiful thing to have. So think about wellness and legacy and having that longevity to be able to share as much as you possibly can in order for that legacy to live on, in order for the things that you've started and the things that you've grown to continue. So that's true wellness and legacy. What will you show, your kids and others that come behind you about health? When you think about legacy too, I often am concerned about the fact that health is not in these conversations, because you think about, and I'll just say in the United States in particular, right? What we find in our food and in our air and the things that we're consuming, right? The things that we're getting, the radiation that comes from, the different devices that we have, like the phone and other items. What are you teaching your kids about health? Because if we don't start making health a part of the wealth conversation, what's going to happen to the world years to come? And how can they live healthy? Health needs to be a part of the legacy, the conversation of health, showing our children and those that come behind us how to live healthy. That needs to be a part of the legacy, because what can they truly enjoy if they're not healthy? And what can they truly change if they don't understand health? There's going to come a time where the next generation and the generation after that needs to make the changes in order for even this earth to be able to sustain life. And if we don't start those conversations now, and if we don't make health a part of the wealth conversation, what will be left for us to even invest in the finances and the real estate and, all the other great things that are out there? And I'm not knocking any of those because we need them all. But I'm saying wealth is all of it and health is included in that. So we need to pass on the health conversation also, pass down the knowledge, pass down the habits to the next generations to come so that we can truly sustain legacy in health and then sustain legacy in everything else. So can you break the tradition from habit forming illness to thriving in wellness? And the reason why I mentioned this one, and this is last, because we often attribute illness to our DNA, saying that it's hereditary, or saying that it's because of age. That is not necessarily true. And I'm not saying there's not illness out there that does come from, your DNA or things happen as you age. Of course, the body changes as you age. The mind changes as you age. But if you feed your body and your mind and your spirit the right things that are going to cater to its wellness and its sustainability, illness doesn't have to be with age. It doesn't have to come from your DNA. And usually the DNA you can't change, right? Let's just be clear about that. Any illness that comes with your DNA, you can't change your DNA. But don't think that it's hereditary when it's something that's habit forming because of the ill habits that have happened as a part of tradition that have been passed on. That's not illness that you have to sustain. That's illness that you've chosen because of the habits that you've chosen. And we want to change that also. So that needs to be a part of the legacy conversation as well. Instead of people having the mindset that these illnesses are normal and that they come with age and they come with heredity. No, it's tradition. It's habits that we've passed down. We need to change that legacy also. So I wanted to make sure that we are being mindful of the legacy conversation when it comes to health and passing down the right habits and the right traditions to the next generation in order for them to truly be vibrant, to truly be healthy. So this has been Connected Conversation. Consider your health when it comes to your wealth. Add your health to your plan. Invest in yourself. Pass on those healthy habits. Build a true health legacy. Build true freedom in wellness. Pass the knowledge on. Seek it and share it. Pass the knowledge on. No longer should we have these wealth conversations without including health. Make health a part of your wellness conversation in your household, in your communities, at your events, on social media. Please share the health conversation because we should have these energetic, vibrant lives. We should live from the most optimal place of health. We should have the energy that we want to sustain our lifestyles in every other area. And it starts with our health, from our mind to our body to our spirit. Share this out, if you will. Share the health is wealth conversation so that we can truly live the way we desire. Whatever that vision is for your life, include health as a part of that vision. And go out there and do all the amazing things that you are meant to do, that you desire to do, and do it from a place of true health. This has been your Connected Conversations with me, Tracie, your reset coach. I have enjoyed this with you. I hope that you have. I hope that you pass this along, and I hope that you are intentionally living a healthy and happy 2024. And I will see you next Wednesday right here on the Whole Living Show at 7 p.m. Eastern. Get ready for more conversations about how to live healthy, mind, body, spirit, business, relationships. We're going to do it all in community. Make sure that you all out there, you go check out thepowerofwesymposium.com. Do not forget about that. Join us in October. And I will see you all next week. I love you, beautiful people. Take care. Have an amazing evening.